Hey YouTube, this is React Pact. I'm Max.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
I'm on Vinland Saga. We had, what was it? It was past.
There was a
Bjorn's
talk.
death.
It was Ascalon's talk about his past.
Yeah. And bring up the fact that after 10 years, what's his name? Thorfinn still can't win.
Well, he was saying it most because he let himself get blinded by his rage.
Yeah.
And every single time it's the same thing, yet he's never realized it over 10 years. Is that he needs, that the way he kills regular people and the way he goes to Athelstan isn't the same thing.
And then it ended with Thorfinn having flashbacks of like his 10 years of life and maybe regretting it. I don't know. He was screaming up into the sky. I would like to see if this episode gives us some sort of insight into what he's thinking, because we don't really get that much.
Yeah, I recall you were thinking that what if this might be what he needs to go back to Leaf.
Yeah.
But Leaf is still here.
Yeah.
Leaf's following him around.
Yeah, Leaf said he's gonna stay here until you come back. Yeah.
So thank you guys for being here. Guys, if you like the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And check out Patreon in the description if you want to see the next episode a week ahead. And yes, this show will be finishing up soon, but there will be a show that will replace Vinland Saga once it's over. So catch you in the instruction. Remember, they're still having the celebration.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Why you stood it like that? Is this wine, bro?
Is this Thorfinn?
I think so.
Oh dang, bruh, you should have cleaned up before you came here. I mean,
Wow.
Hey, good
Where
thing.
is he going though?
Probably here.
He has no way to help. He's out of commission. Dorko.
さて、まあ、大きなご縁に心配はありますまい。さすがにこの場で人情沙汰に及ぶバカはおらんでしょう。
That was a deflection of the question.
That's fine.
Seeing visions.
oh, he's delusional.
Looks a hobo.
Why does he look like a delinquent in like the medieval world?
I knew it was going to be something like that. Great.
Figured he.
Well,
おいおい、なめてんのか
bright as stone.
あれあれ、おらへいへい
Wow, even in that state. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Well, they heard fighting.
What do you mean you again? What did he do? Oh wait, that was when he...
It's the same guy.
Oh. Wow. Behave yourself, Canute. Is that a smile? It's a smile.
It's the most formal hug. Look how caring they are. Ooh, that's the lovely.
Dorko.
He's like, sure.
Or
勝てる王の反応が俺の予測の域を出ていねえ俺の作戦に対処しきれてねえ証拠だ知恵くれるなら主導権を取れるグローブの旦那いい顔 あんたには悪いが今後は損を引いてもらうぜ。
Maybe
Don't look
Don't
so
smile.
pleased.
he's
Right?
snickering with his evil aura.
俺ならやれる。
Glad you all like news, especially you,
しかし
Escalade.
だ諸君、この地には未だ王に対する恐れを知らぬ無礼な者どもがおる。そのことを話しておかねばな
Oh
らぬ。
no.
世は奴らに心中を進める使者をつかましたにもかかわらず、連中は二度にわたって跳ねつけおった。
Is it
そ
whales?
こに真理を上へ
I knew it.
That's how he's splitting off Escalade.
真の王者の力がどれほどであるか
But he doesn't know about
を
it.
知ら
That's
しめる
nice.
のだ。
Connection.
Oh.
北の春より進撃する。
Guess didn't expect that one.
And just angry little troll beat up 3 people.
ドルフィン、お前らしき男が連れて行かれたと知り合いの商人に聞いてな。あの男が生きている限り心が安らぐことはない。まだ十分じゃないというならきっとそうなのだろう。だが今でも昨日のように思い出すんじゃよ。パチパチとはぜる色にうまそうな鍋の匂い。トールス、ヘルガ、ユルバ、そして幼いお前の笑顔はな。ブラッタリーの沖で流氷に閉じ込められた話はしたな。どれほどすさんだ海であろうと、どれほど凍えた海だろうと。船乗りは海と戦っとるんだ。戦士と同じように。お前がいなくなった時、わしは誇りにかけて誓った。だからトルミン、これはお前のために言うんじゃない。わしのためだ。どうあってもお前を故郷のアイスランドへ連れて帰る。それがトールズに対するわしのけじめだ。そんなガツガツすんなよ。言ったまで。王城の神に感謝の気持ちを表明してんだ。それ以上でかくなるつもりかよ。まったく。
He didn't get bigger.
くそ。俺への嫌がらせのためだけに全軍を動員するなんてことはありえない。
But what if he did?
やっぱり偶然か。いや、そんなのはどうで
No,
もいい。
it doesn't.
お前、春先までに何ができる。王子を立てて反旗を翻す。いや、まともに使えるのはトルケンの兵500だけだ。まだまだ戦力差がありすぎる。将軍たちを引き込むのも根回しの時間がある。
It's like brain blast.
焚きつくれっていうのはどうだ。
Think.
だが、結果のウェールズが主戦場になる。戦う方向で考えるな。最近、どさくさに調子で王の士官がクヌート殿下を狙いに来るかもしれん。今さら。
He's still not going home. Go home, boy.
海の向こ
That's all that he cares about.
フィンランドだ。国に戻って少し落ち着いたが、一緒に彼の地を目指そう。 お前も言っていたじゃないか。ホールスも行きたがっていたと。ホールスは戦いを逃れてアイスランドに来たんだ。生きていれば。ホールズも彼の地を目指したに違いない。フィンランドならきっと。
Let's go. Come on. Please. Bruh.
おや、ウェールズっていやさ、あれは一体どういうからくりだったんだ。なんでウェールズ人たちが天人のお前に味方したんだ。
Now he's thinking.
That was some crunchy sausage.
I think that was his
お
teeth.
ふくろの墓があの地は
Just telling him.
俺の故郷。この話は誰にも言うんじゃねえぞ。分かってるよ。
Some miniature keg is this.
クレート殿下の重視、オラフの子アシェラット殿、御前に進まれよ。たく、俺ってやつはどうしても土壇場の隙がないのかね。
Discussion?
Discussion.
A lot of talking in this one.
Yeah. Not a whole lot of action.
It's gonna be a little hard to cut it up, but it will work.
A lot of wallowing in despair as well. So to start out, we saw Thorfinn just kind of wandering in delusion, and even in his delusion, when he thought that guy was, what's his name?
Askeladd.
Ascalad. He still beat up like 3 guys on his own.
Yeah.
It's like, bruh. And he just kind of scratched his neck after, like he wasn't even thinking about it. Like it was like second nature to him to just defend himself, I guess.
I feel like that was almost an analogy for the whole story, you know, where he's just a hurt kid, and he doesn't know what he's doing, just chasing that person, and along the way there's some people that mess with him, and instinct he kills them.
Yeah.
It's like a little kid with scissors, running with scissors.
I was like, don't do that.
Running with scissors.
Yeah, because it's having fun, or I guess having fun is not really part of the analogy, but with a little kid with a sharp object, basically not realizing the danger they can do, but they're like skilled with that sharp object.
I can kind of follow.
I guess. And then we moved on to. Did you have anything to say about that?
Not about that, but kind of tangent off that was how Canute was like, so where's Thorfinn? And Askeladd's like, so I don't think you're gonna die here. I think you're safe. I mean, in one way, he could have been answering the question saying, oh, we don't need Thorfinn for protection. But on the other side, it could just be like, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about your safety.
This
is more important.
Real stuff.
Yeah, so I kind of feel like it could be both. He could be both, but I feel like for the most part he was just deflecting. But it just made me think Askeladd really never needed Thorfinn. He only used him because he could.
Yeah.
You know, so now that he doesn't want to deal with his childishness anymore, he's like, I can survive without you. Go away. So he's pretty much done with him. However, is Thorfinn done with him?
Yeah, I don't think he doesn't care about him at all, but yeah, he mostly uses him.
Yeah. I think he cares about him like a nephew of the adopted brother.
The adopted
The
brother.
adopted brother's son. But the brother was adopted when they were like 17, so they're not that close.
Hurting a lot of people's feelings right now.
Yeah, but he's not like, he cares about him, but like it's somebody else's
way.
kid. You know?
Yeah.
And right, we moved on to attacking whales.
Yeah. Or is he one with all those fish?
Blubber.
Like, I really wonder if this was an educated guess, like, for choosing whales. Like, was he just stabbing in the dark and just happened to hit the bullseye, or does he have some other motive for wanting to attack whales? I mean, yeah, they didn't want to work with him. They were like pretty distant. They were resistant. Yeah, but I don't know. Like, is that reason enough to start a fight with them when you're already in a fight with England, even though you're about to win? I don't know.
I genuinely don't think he knew. Like,
Yeah.
the reason being, he just did this long campaign fighting England. England always has a historic ability of bullying Wales. And Wales doesn't really... I mean, it's got people that can fight somewhat, but they're no... I mean, even Ireland is stronger than Wales at this time period. So it's like, okay, they're a nuisance, but I just conquered this massive threat in England. I don't want to deal with this guy on my doorstep. It's not a lot of land, not good land, but he's conquering the whole island, you know? So I think it just, okay. I mean, that wasn't even the main thing, right? He's like, we're going to go deal with Ireland. Also, before we do that, we're just going to stomp out these guys to go get Ireland, which is a real fight. So he didn't even consider it as a real anything. You know?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Askeladd gave himself away, even though, what's his name? Floki was like, it was just for a moment. For us, it wasn't, but it was just like maybe a flash of like terror, and then he went back to normal. But that was unfortunate for Askeladd. And he still is like there trying to figure out his plan. I love that scene, like that brain scene.
Yeah.
That was really good. That was very not emphasis. That was very effective.
Yeah.
Effective scene.
A good
Visually
illustration
effective,
for
yeah.
what he's going through right now.
And what he does all the time, you know, he's always thinking like this and going back and forth with a plan. But we this is just the first time we actually get to be in his head while he's struggling.
Yeah, because as it is, Askeladd seems like he was a little worried going into it with court politics, but he seems like, okay, I can maybe deal with this. I can deal with the king. But that's a huge problem that he just run into. So if he can get past that, they might be nuclear.
Yeah. Well, he is somewhat familiar with upper court stuff since he...
Son of Olaf.
Yeah. He's been in the house.
Yeah.
And raised there for 2 years, so he knows how to schmooze, I guess. But it's been like 30 years since then. 40 years, I think he said.
I would guess he's like 45.
So like 30 years.
Yeah.
For the Askeladd part, I wrote brain blast. Anyway, on to Leif and Thorfinn.
Thorfinn.
Leif
In
is
the
like,
jail.
come home, Thorfinn.
And Thorfinn is still holding on to whatever he's holding on to. He's like, don't talk to me about home now.
Yeah. It's like he has lost all connection to his life there. Like whatever he had feelings towards his mother and sister just doesn't matter to him anymore. It's weird because you'd think that they would be like his last connection to his father, but no. But the only connection he has, I think, to his father is Vinland, because his father wanted to go there as well.
I think it's kind of like, for him, he's literally mentally stuck in that moment of when Thoris died. So I don't think it's that he doesn't care about his mother and sister. I think it's kind of like, we went out, and while we were out, his father was killed, and he's not going home until this is dealt with. Because he's still in that moment. Like, you telling him to go home, he doesn't consider it's been 11 years. No, my father was just killed. I'm dealing with this, and then I'm going home, you know? But I think that's why he started crying the last episode, because he started flashing through how much has happened.
Yeah.
Like, it's been very long.
Yeah, he's never registered that all of this has been happening since then.
Yeah. But then, he was injured walking back, and he just, he sank right back into the, is that guy Askeladd? I gotta get Askeladd, you know?
Yeah.
Anything else?
And
I see right at 11th hour there.
yeah. Well, you were going to say something first?
You go ahead.
I was just going to mention the very last thing. That, what's his name? Askeladd mentioned that, like, he's like, why do I always have no luck in the 11th hour? Like, basically, right when his plans are going to succeed, something takes a twist.
Yeah. Right before the 12th, the top.
Yeah.
Has that been a case, if you think back? I can't really think of times he came close to success.
Well, it was like that with Thor's. Well, they ambushed Thor's. And then Thor's turned out to be an absolute beast. So.
Okay, yeah. There's that.
Yeah. But it worked out then because Thor's gave up.
No, he got the Canute from the prince. I was just trying to think of another instance in where he's right about to complete his plan, but right before something goes wrong. Because generally speaking, he's pretty successful. It's just the whole Thorkel thing didn't work out.
Yeah. As evidenced by his men following him because he was always lucky.
Yeah.
Until he stopped getting lucky, then they got scared.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Not for me.
I don't know if I have any final thoughts on the Vinland thing. I guess I'm just intrigued by the fact that the only thing that got through to Thorfinn was the Vinland thing. Maybe it's because it is the connection to his father, but I think it might just connect back to what you were saying, how he's stuck in that moment in time. That part of his mind is still a child, and he's still like living in that fantasy of maybe there's peace there.
The perfect world.
The perfect world, yeah. Which is kind of, I don't know if I understand him in that mindset, because it's, if you go to Vinland, you still can't kill Askeladd, so you still don't get your revenge, which means you still don't avenge your father. Or so going home or going to Vinland, either of those are the same result. You don't kill Askeladd.
Yeah.
So what are you getting out of Vinland that is so much better, you know?
I think the reason it appeals to him more is, you're right, it's the connection to his father. But I don't think he'd go with Leif still. I think his main thing is Askeladd, but right below Askeladd is Vinland. But and then below that somewhere is his family. But Vinland was really up there because as a kid he saw that spark in his father's eyes. His dad was like, one day we're gonna go to Vinland, and that was the big thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you guys for being here, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Remember, if you want to see the next might be final episode next week, a week early, you can check out our Patreon in the description. And yes, the show will be replaced with a show of our choosing, considering we just did the poll with the other show. So, thank you very much for being here. Catch you guys next time on the React Packs. Bye-bye.
Bye!
Oh, bye.
Thank you very much to our patrons, Damien, Docholfin, Taylor Mitchell, Kay, and John.